U.S. Border Patrol monthly encounters with migrants at the U.S. Mexico border remains at near record high levels.
If you're trying to leave Cuba, Nicaragua, or Haiti, or have agreed to begin a journey to America, do not just show up at the border.
This month, the Biden administration announced new border enforcement plans that will accept up to 30,000 people each month from those three countries, plus Venezuela, while expelling people who cross the border illegally from Mexico. More than 200,000 Cuban migrants reached the U.S. southern border in fiscal 2022 after a dangerous trip at the hands of smugglers through Central America, while other migrants tried to make it to the U.S. through the Straits of Florida. For some Cubans, the new U.S. migration measures sound fair.
If the new U.S. program works out, it will allow Cuban migrants to leave without having to sell their property to finance their trip, and they can work there legally so they can help their relatives on the island.
I think it's safer because Cubans no longer have to travel illegally through several countries, sorting out danger and dealing with traffickers. They can now take a regular trip and even live and work in the U.S.
One analyst says some measures require more action to stabilize flow of illegal migration.
Those measures alone will not stop this large migration flow. This requires other actions that revert the measures imposed by the Trump administration, like withdrawing Cuba from the list of countries sponsoring terrorism.
Earlier this month, the U.S. consulate in Havana resumed processing immigrant visas, but only under the Family Reunification Parole Program. Cuban authorities consider it a necessary but limited step. Cuban authorities argue that the U.S. economic sanctions and the failure to meet bilateral migration accords encourage Cuban migration. Recently, Cuban President Miguel Díaz-Canel wrote on Twitter that normal migration relations, including all kinds of trips between the two countries, could help lower irregular migration and avoid its terrible consequences. Illegal migration has posed a high cost to both migrants and the countries they seek to enter. And analysts say bilateral dialogue is needed to help find more legal solutions to successfully deal with the challenge. Chirino, CGTN, Havana.